G-O-A-T walk. Radio. Let's move on time, that's the ratio. Dino Tuna, welcome to the show. Yeah. Gotta let them know. G-O-A-T walk. G-O-A-T walk.
CrossFit gave me that initial drive to get back to the top, right? Because there was an end goal, which was the CrossFit Games for me. It meant everything to me. I put so much work into it. You got to be a little bit mental to do it. Like, we're talking about 2 a days. We're talking about eating on time properly. We're talking about prioritizing sleep, sacrifices.
Go to the game solely for a dream, man. I don't know what to say. Unbelievable. Like, I have no words.
Welcome back, GOAT fans, to another episode of GOAT Radio. I'm the big man, and I'm completely pumped for my next guest. He's the ultimate competitor. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm pumped to bring to you hockey player turned to CrossFit legend, Joe Scali AKA Skillzy. What's up, bro?
You want to know how I got that name? It's kind of actually embarrassing.
I need to hear it right now.
At Cornell, you know who's that? Hal Gill, Gill. He's for the Montreal Canadiens, and his nickname was Skillzy. Not because he had a lot of skill. So I think I missed a couple passes in practice, and my coach was losing his shit. And then he took me to the side, and everyone was missing passes, so everyone's just like holding their stick so tight. And my coach at Cornell got pretty aggressive, so he started taking slap shots at me. and then he fanned on one, and everyone just started laughing. So then I fanned on a shot in a game one time, and he had it on video, and I was like right in the slot, and I just fanned on the puck, and it should have been a definite snipe. And then I fanned on it, and he shut down the meeting, hit the clicker. He's like, "What are you laughing at, Skillzy?" So everyone started calling me Skillzy.
No, that's great, man.
Kind of embarrassing name, but it's okay.
That's good.
I was a dump and chase player,
Muckers, man, you need them big time. Hey, I'm glad. Let's start with this. I love your jersey, man. Tell me what you're wearing for the GOAT fans.
Good old Cornell.
Beauty. I love those colors, man.
It's actually game worn.
Wow. The red and the white, the solid, the simple Cornell in the middle, man. It's slick, classic. I love it. So whenever I have a fellow NCAA guy, I got to wear my own Michigan Tech Huskies, the black old school logo here.
Did you play with Stewie when he was there, Michigan Tech, Brian Stewart?
No, he played Northern Michigan, so he was our rivals.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay.
We're both in the Upper Peninsula, so we have a big rivalry. So yeah, I played against him. He was wicked. I hope to get him on very, very soon here. Him and his bro.
Yeah.
All right, man. I gotta just start off with this, man, and correct me on the terminology and stuff. But you're the number one ranked open 35 to 39-year-old CrossFitter on the planet.
Yeah, during the open, yes it was.
Man, that's insane.
Being fast at exercising. So,
you really know how to push yourself to the limits, man. Where do you get that mentality from? Because the sport is so demanding, CrossFit.
When I started, I think I started training when I was 13 with my trainer. And we kind of trained that kind of philosophy where it's constantly varied, really functional movements, and did some crazy stuff when I was young growing up. So I kind of was used to that, and I kind of turned that, and that's what set me apart from being an average hockey player. I think I was playing house hockey almost. And then I trained one summer. I trained hard, come back, and everyone's just like, "Whoa, what happened?" And then I made the A1 team, and then made an A1 team, and then after that, made a junior team. After that, literally, midget was my first AAA kind of team. So I was always in tier 3 hockey, so I wasn't until I started training, I noticed a big development. I just loved it. I love the way I felt, and I love pushing myself hard. So the transition after hockey, when I, quit hockey, I was like, what do I do now? And I was just doing the global gym thing, and I absolutely hated it. I was a personal trainer, Steve Nash downtown, and I'm just I need something different. And someone told me you should try CrossFit. I'm like, this looks like the dumbest thing in the world. And I did a class, and I remember there's 6 of us in this class in Coquitlam, and this the owner just kicked my ass in this workout. I had running, pull-ups, and kettlebell swings and skipping. It was a long workout, and he just absolutely destroyed me. I'm like, this is and I'm very competitive. Like, this is not okay.
Wow.
So then it's something that, and then he told me, he's like, hey, if you keep doing this, I think you'd be really good at CrossFit. This is about 2011.
Yeah.
He's like, you'll be really good at CrossFit, I think. And, there's big competitions around the world. And I started looking up online. I'm like, oh, this is pretty cool. I think I can do this. So that's what it was, a good transition from hockey into the CrossFit, because it's very competitive and there's a lot of competition. There's lots of money. There's a lot of sponsorships. And, eventually I opened up my own CrossFit gym. So there's obviously a lot of business opportunity with it too, as well.
Can I ask you what?
Yeah.
Can I ask you, when you were down in Cornell, we all go into the season, we have fitness testing and all this stuff.
Yeah.
Were you completely smashing it? Were you crushing them? And then you're like, hey, maybe I could make a living after this.
Yeah. And, funny you said that. I always was the top in my on my team.
Yeah.
And one of the guys, Riley Nash, he still plays in the NHL.
Yeah,
he just signed with the Rangers. I just saw him not too long ago. I just talked to him not too long ago. And he was like, you can't score goals in the weight room. So I knew I had a different calling.
Wow. No, man.
But you know what? He was joking around. He was a pretty fit too, athlete. But, I was always really good at working out. I think that made me a good hockey player. I think I was runner-up to defensive forward of the league in NCAA. So I had my role and I did a really good job with it. I just shut down top lines. But, when it gets down to the playoffs and it's who's still got the best conditioning, the best strength, right? So I think working out played a huge role in my hockey career. Obviously, like you said, I was playing, almost house hockey into rep and then into junior, just because I was just that much fitter on the ice and off the ice, right?
Yeah, we love those stories. So, like, does hockey help you with CrossFit? Or because it's a different kind of conditioning, right? When I go on the ice, I'm gassed after 20 seconds. Like, do you know what I mean? Is how does hockey, like with the speed, the agility kind of stuff with hockey, does that help you with any of the movements, exercises in CrossFit?
So there's a lot of different energy systems. There's a lot of different things that can go into it. Sport specific training, we can dial right into this. But I give this to my athletes when they come here, because I train a lot of professional hockey players and a lot of juniors, college guys. And at the start, I kind of build a general preparedness program, which is CrossFit general preparedness program. Don't be good at anything. Be good at, don't be the best at one little thing like strength. But you want to be good at agility. You want to be good at strength. You want to be good at conditioning, different aerobic, anaerobic, aerobic. You can't just choose one. Then I lead them into the season when they're getting closer and closer. Like right now, a lot of them are starting to leave more sports specific training to dial it in. So when you were growing up, do you kind of find who was the best athletes on the team, or those kids that played multiple sports, right? They didn't just dial in with hockey, because that's they have that general preparedness program, right? So I find those athletes that can play, one of my best friends, Josh London, he was good at every single sport and he was really good at hockey. Yeah. And I had friends that played hockey and they were okay. But the players that played multiple sports were really good when they're at a young age. So I think you can't just do sport-specific training, right? You have to have a full variety of things. And I noticed that with a lot of my athletes going to camps, and they're crushing it, because, I do think CrossFit can help hockey, but I think it has to be periodized in a specific manner.
Okay, I hear you. Can you go over some of the tournaments you've been in, including the CrossFit Games? That was must be one of the highlights, man. Pretty unreal to be a part of that. Any memorable kind of competition situations with some other greats?
So in order to do CrossFit, there's an online competition which is called the CrossFit Open, which 600,000 plus people sign up per year, and you do it at your gym. Everyone does the same workout. As soon as you complete those 5 workouts and you're in one of the top rankings in the divisions, and you go to this thing called CrossFit Regionals, which is there's 7 different regionals, and then from there, the top 5 of each regional go to the CrossFit Games, which is the Super Bowl of CrossFit, right? Yeah. When you have millions of fans that go down there. So what year was that? 2015. I've always done regional since 2012. I've never made it. I was close. In 2015, I qualified out of Tacoma to make it to the CrossFit Games. The top 5 out of 40 in the region went. And that was all the west coast of Canada and the United States. So it's a big division of athletes. So I made top 5 there, made to the CrossFit Games. 2015, which was in Carson, California. That was probably the most memorable time doing a tournament. It was really, really fun and a shit ton of workouts, and it was really hard.
Yeah.
For instance, like people think CrossFit is just like barbells and stuff. We had to do an 800-meter swim around a pier and grab a paddleboard, go out 1 mile, come back 1 mile, swim around the pier. That was one workout. After that, we had to do a workout called Murph, which was it's pretty famous CrossFit workouts. I run 1 mile, 100 pull-ups, 200 push-ups, 300 air squats, run 1 mile wearing a weight vest. So that was the second workout. The third workout was a heavy barbell snatch ladder. So like a speed snatch ladder, which is if everyone's familiar with Olympic lifting, it's a barbell from the ground and overhead. So we had to do that at a really heavy weight. So we had 3 workouts that one day. So you can see how like taxing that would be on the body, and that went on for 4 days, right? So that was probably one of my most memorable times at in a tournament for sure.
Was there any guys there that are, unreal that you were like, man, I would love to shit kick this guy right now?
Matt Fraser.
Oh.
So Matt Fraser, he won the CrossFit Games 5 years in a row, and if you go check him on Instagram, he's done some pretty crazy things in the CrossFit community. And another guy too, his name's Rich Froning. So I got to get to compete against those guys, which was pretty cool.
That is cool. So, we get into the GOAT status. So we talk a lot about longevity. You've been at this for like 10 years, over 10 years. How do you stay focused, consistent, and healthy, man? Because it's insanely demanding. How do you have a good life balance? Do you get away from the gym for a bit, or are you just Mamba mentality?
I love the gym, so it's hard to get away from it. If I'm away from it, we're usually working out. Me and the wifey somewhere in the world. So if we go traveling, usually the first thing is find a CrossFit gym and kind of set the day up that way. Yeah. But I think that if you love something and it's, maybe someone loves CrossFit and then, someone doesn't, then it's not for you, right? Someone loves Orange Theory or a boot camp or yoga, and they do something consistently, they'll see results, right? There's no best type of fitness, but with CrossFit, it's fun, right? And like you said, like, how do I maintain like a balance, right? Especially having a kid now, you'd be surprised on how you make time to prioritize your health, because that's the number one most important thing. Do I go crazy workouts anymore? Here and there, yes. I kind of ramp off during closer to the competition season, but every day I like to push myself and challenge myself, of course. Yeah.
And then honestly, I gotta say this, man. You got like an 8 to 10 pack going on, man. So what for me and the rest of the guys viewing this? So what's the secret, man? Shout out to Snatches and Samosas, man. How has she helped you, your wife, in your journey?
I was never eating. I was always eating pretty good. It wasn't necessarily like there's good food, bad food. I just wasn't eating the right macros to support the energy I needed to compete. So she's changed my protein intake, changed my carbohydrate intake, and I went from eating 3,500 calories to more like 4,500 calories, so a lot more calories per day to support my training system. And not just that, because my wife works nutrition, but she deals with a lot of lifestyle practices. So increase my sleep too as well. So fix my sleep habits, stress habits, and dialed in with the whole 360 aspect of my nutrition. That helped out tremendously, because recovery is the number one thing, especially competing in hockey or CrossFit or whatever sport you do. It's like, yeah, you can push hard, but it's how fast we can recover for the next day to get another training day in, because how many days a year do we train? We'll make sure every single one is worthwhile. So nutrition is absolutely important, I think. And not just that, it's the stress, it's the sleep, it's everything, your hormones. So you got to have that all dialed in if you want to be, the best athlete. In terms of, I think you mentioned, like, how do we get a 6-pack? And I always tell my clients this too, is, dialing in all those aspects, but also consistency and lifting weights, building as much lean muscle mass as we can. We get a lot of clients here like, oh, I don't want to get too bulky or anything like that. I want to look ripped in tone. So they stay with like the lighter weights. And we always say, that's the wrong way to kind of look at it. You want to build as much lean muscle mass as we can to burn more calories throughout the day to get that ripped effect, right? So
Yeah.
that's why I always tell people consistency. Find something you love to do and be consistent with it, and lift heavy weights with proper mechanics, of course.
That's how it's done, guys. Awesome. Thank you, brother. So you and your wife opened up this wicked gym, Samiami Athletic Club, man. Tell me a little bit about what you guys do there.
So we opened it up about 9 years ago, or we're going on to year 10 in White Rock. I've always been in the fitness industry, and I took a leap of faith and we moved to White Rock. This is where she's originally from, and started our first gym about 9 years ago. And we do a lot of things here. We obviously have the nutrition. We have the CrossFit classes that run all day long, 5 a.m. all the way till 7:30.
Wow.
At the same time, we do personal training. We have physio. We also have a lot of sports teams. So we do all semi-minor hockey. We do volleyball teams. We do softball teams. We do soccer teams. So we do a lot of team training too as well throughout the day. And I have a couple partners that help me with that. A couple coaches for the strength conditioning aspect and that. And that's all year long. And especially in the summertime, this place is packed with athletes, and we run programs throughout the whole day. Yeah,
it's pretty sweet because back in the day when we got scholarships, it's a good feeling, right? And then you're kind of mentoring these guys, the next generation, and these guys are getting scholarships, and it must be good as a coach and a trainer, fulfilling.
Yeah. Oh, it's awesome. I mean, for instance, I had 2 guys I trained here when they were younger, and they both got scholarships to Cornell. So I had 2 guys go to Cornell. I had Michael Regish and Jack O'Brien. They both Jack still plays there. He's on to his 2nd year. So I always reach out to the coach there, Mike Schaefer. I'm like, hey, there's this kid. He's really good.
Oh wow.
And they'll come down, watch him, and be like, yeah, he's really good. Let's get him. So I always ask the kids, you have good grades?
Yeah.
That's the first thing, because I know they're pretty good hockey players. I mean, you're a good hockey player, do you have good grades? It's the first thing I always ask them. And then from there, hopefully Cornell comes and scouts them.
Wow.
So that's pretty fulfilling, knowing that you help someone. Obviously, they did 99.9% of the work. I was just there to kind of help guide them and push Cornell on these guys. Anytime someone's like thinking of a different school, I'm like, no, Cornell.
Yeah. Wicked school, man. ECAC. I love it. All right, man. Fun part of the pod, GOAT rapid fire. I want to hear your GOATs. Okay.
My GOATs.
Yeah. So give me yeah. Well, you're going to give me you're going to give me your answer. You can expand if you want to, or you can say next question. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's GOAT. Crosby or Ovechkin?
Ovechkin.
Oh, Fedorov or Datsuk?
Oh, Fedorov. The Nike skates, the white ones. Oh, come on.
Yeah, unreal. Okay, Kobe, LeBron, or Jordan? Give me your 1, 2, 3 in the GOAT status.
GOAT status. Michael. We have to go MJ, Kobe, and LeBron.
Nice. Okay, Ronaldo from Portugal or Brazil?
Portugal.
Totti or Del Piero?
Del Piero, my boy, number 10.
Awesome. Okay, Patty Mahomes or prime Peyton Manning?
Oh, I have to go with Peyton.
Yeah, the grizzled vet. All right, GSP or Anderson Silva?
Ooh, GSP, easy.
Okay, we love our wrestling, man, back in the day. Undertaker. Okay, Undertaker or Stone Cold?
There's so many good wrestlers. You chose those 2. I'm gonna go with Ultimate Warrior over all those guys.
I got them all, man. You should see the wall here.
I have to go with Ultimate Warrior. I literally lived off that guy. You know how many figurines I have of him at home?
I know, he's a legend, man. What about Hulk Hogan or Ric Flair?
Oh, Ric Flair, come on, baby.
Oh, okay. Jerry Springer or Maury Povich show?
Maury when he was good before, or Maury after?
Well, I'm Not the Father, those kind of episodes.
Oh, I have to go with that one. I mean, that got me lit. That was awesome. That was some good drama. They don't make it like that anymore.
No, absolutely not. Okay. We're going to talk about the Italian side of food, pasta or pizza.
Pasta.
Okay. We got to talk about your other side, the Punjabi side, man. Samosa or pakora?
Pakora, 100%. Vegetable pakora.
Unreal. Okay. Tim Hortons breakfast sandwich, the bagel belts, or the McDonald's McMuffin?
Bagel belts.
Ooh, okay. Cold tub or sauna?
Sauna, infrared.
What's your take on that? By the way, I just want to know for the ice tub situation.
There's some good data on it, but there's more data on the infrareds. So I like the infrareds. We have one at home.
Okay.
I try to use that as much as possible. It's a good time too to also, there's just, you look at all this stuff and the science on behind that. I mean, cold tubs are good too, but man, life's too short. Why would I want to go wake up in the morning, jump in something really cold? I do everything else in this life pretty good to a T, but I'm just not about that life.
I love it. Hockey idol growing up.
Pavel Bure. I'm a Vancouver boy. Come on. You have his jersey up there, probably. I guarantee you.
Oh, buddy, I got to send you a picture of the. I have a wicked wall of him. The GOAT hockey player you played with or against?
Oh, the GOAT hockey player. The best hockey player I play with. I'm going to have to say best hockey player I played with or against. I'm going to say played with Riley Nash at Cornell. He was really good. He's still playing the show, so.
Absolutely. Okay, guys, we talked about Rich Froning Jr. or Matt Fraser?
Matt Fraser. I'm going to go with Matt Fraser.
Okay. What's an exercise or movement you can beat him in?
Oh, that's a good one. I'm going to have to say with running. I'm a really good runner.
Yes, actually, I have a clip of you running. It's awesome.
the Murph mile.
Yeah. Okay. If one last question, man. If you wanted to work out with anyone on the planet, who would it be?
Work out with anyone on the planet, who would it be? I'm going to have to say with, that's a really good one. Who do you think is one of the fittest hockey players?
Fittest hockey players? It's got to be a mucker.
Remember Rob Brendamore? He was kind of crazy back in the day, wasn't he?
We always talk about Rod the Bod, man.
Didn't he literally win a Stanley Cup and went to the gym and worked out?
I believe it. Guy's a phenom.
I'm gonna say Phil Kessel.
I love it. Yeah.
I love that guy. He's a great guy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go with I just want to I think Rob Brendamore is probably one of the fit guys out there, but I want to see a Connor McDavid or anything. I want to see what their programs are like, because that's one that I've never heard. You don't really see what he does for training.
Yeah, that's true, man. All right, man. I like to finish off a pod with a drink for your greatness, man. So I like to switch it up. This one, I got some Crown, okay?
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure you're familiar with this.
Oh, yeah. Please, no, and thank you. I thought you were going to go with something more classy like Fireball.
No. All right, brother. Cheers, man. You're a hockey legend, CrossFit legend. You're a ferocious competitor, and you're just a wicked guy, man. Thanks for doing this with me.
Hey, thanks for having me on. Really appreciate it.
Cheers, brother.
Cheers.
Thank you, brother. All the best to your gym and your family, man.
Thank you.
Let's do this again another time, man. Thanks a lot.
Awesome. Thank you, brother.
This is the greatest of all time podcast show, GOAT Radio. We will see you next time for more GOAT history. We'll see you later. Skillzy. See you, brother.
See you, brother.
Who was a GOAT? Give me your vote. Whipping my shirt, thinking I'm Hope. Hollywood Hogan and WO. Give him the boot, top of the ropes. Put him to sleep, give him the choke. Go radio, best of all time, didn't know. Talking the game, chat with the pros. Switching the lanes, clearing my throat. Turning it up, start a debate. It's time to go, wrestle with grace. Ball in the snow, tie up his skates. Never too late, it's gonna blow. In the garage, counting some dough. With the big man and he hosting the show. We going global, so fast, never slow. Who is the GOAT of our ghosts?
Radio, best of all time, that's a ratio. Diner tuna, welcome to the show. Yeah, gotta let them know. G-O-A-T-Y, G-O-A-T-Y, G-O-A-T-Y. Radio, best of all time, that's a ratio. Diner tuna, welcome to the show. Yeah, gotta let them know. G-O-A-T, what?